Back in 1979, I remember very vividly our first County Achievement Days. It was at that Achievement Days where I had the opportunity to exhibit my first 4-H project, which was a junior dairy calf.
We actually moved into town and didn't have really any connection to the community because we were outsiders coming in. 4-H helped bring us and weave us into the community, and it certainly was a sign of things to come as to how the 4-H program opens their arms and brings folks in.
My name is Edgar Ward Jones, and sometimes that's E. Ward Jones, and mostly it's Ward Jones. My grandfather is my namesake, was one of the founders of 4-H back in 1913 in Roland. Anyways, that's where the name came from.
4-H is the foremost youth development program in the country. Because of its culture, because of its richness, its heritage, its traditions, it's providing young Canadians with the opportunity to really excel in life.
I've been a 4-H member since the age of 9. If you do the calculation, it's a total of 12 years, and all my experiences have created a certain perspective.
I'm an avid 4-Her. I'm in my graduating year, actually. And anything about agriculture, I love to do. Anything about 4-H, I love to do.
You couldn't take a kid off the farm and put him in school because he was needed to work on the farm. That's where the first extension program from the University of Manitoba came from, was we need to take this to there because we can't get them to come here.
Very quickly after that, clubs sprung up across Manitoba and then across the country. And then Roland held on, though, to those 4-H roots, including when the Royal Bank had a building that they wanted to put to good use after they weren't in business there anymore, and the community welcomed that asset and have turned it into a museum that's just now exploding with 4-H memorabilia.
How many things last 100 years? Let alone organizations that last 100 years. There's very, very few of them do. And how many of them actually still remain relatively true to the original ideals? And I think this is one that has.
This spirit of enthusiasm and excitement, it speaks to belonging, and it speaks to giving back, and it speaks to the soul of the guy, who I think is huge in order to be able to do this all by himself.
I think we should always be able to look back to where we came from.
The birthplace of 4-H in Canada is right here in Roland, Manitoba. Therefore, be it resolved and proclaimed that 4-H Canada does recognize and proclaim Roland 4-H Museum in Manitoba as the official 4-H Canada Museum.
At one time, 4-H it was all about cows and cooking. It's far beyond that today. We have to celebrate this heritage and tradition, but we also have to look to the future.